Hello everybody, I'm here from the Doonhamer Game Channel and welcome back, finally, to Red Flood. Now, I am playing as the avant-garde France. However, I do not plan on staying with Atunin Artad here, if I said his name right. We're going to go for a Celtic State, if I can achieve it, which we will hopefully be able to. So, obviously I have not played too much. Oh, we got some 1938 tech. I haven't played too much Red Flood. We did have the Austria playthrough, which, well, wasn't broken. What am I doing? Why am I? Yeah, do you know what? That's good. That's good. That's fine. We have 13 whole military factories. Yeah, the Austria playthrough kind of broke, let's be honest, because we didn't even attack France. France just died after the death of Fume. So yeah, that was interesting. That was very interesting. Does the UK have a focus tree yet? I'm gonna have a, let's have a wee peek. They do kind of. Tank Marines. Pass the Public Order Act. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, and these have all got. Well, I shall probably come to the UK next, I think. Anyways, wait, is that Neville Chamberlain? Oh no, it's Austin Chamberlain. It's not Neville. We will not be having peace in our time. Right. That is almost everything. We need some fighters. We need some close air support. And we need some strategic bombers because, well, planes are good. Planes are very good. Although I think I'm going to start putting more emphasis on fighters over casts. Because I usually do it the opposite way around. So anyways, let's go. That is what we'll set up for now. Let's go ahead and start building along the coastline and kind of inland. Just in case the Germans do push into our territory. We have a veteran division? Okay. Start off with 51 divisions. What kind of generals we got? Oh, Georgius Valios. He is from Kaiserreich. And you, sir. Nice. Is that an eye patch or a monocle? Okay, but no Charles de Gaul. Anyways, let's go with Celestin Lane as one of our generals. And right, that's all them sorted. So let's go ahead and grab Javier here. And let's also go for yeah, you're not actually too bad. Oh, supply. Right, let's go and sort the colors out because you know what I'm like. Well, that's not exactly what I wanted to do there. So hopefully we can go to the Celtic nation. I have looked at the focus tree for that and I'm like, oh gosh, there is some stuff here I don't want to touch, but I will. So right now we've got Divided Nation, which is not great. New Year celebration. Okay, some stability. Which is just terrible. That needs to go. That is decent. Abolishment of the French army. I'm sorry, the French army is going to be coming back if I can do that. Full speed into the world. Australian comrades. The era of French might. Chuck them for eternity. Comes and bites the dust. Hell yeah. But anyways, let's go to our part of the tree, which is over here, Celtic Nation. So, kind of does up our... Oh yes. Divided Nation becomes a Druic unity. And we also get union with nature. So yeah, construction speed takes a massive dump. Monthly population, I don't really... We've lost about 100k. We don't have 100k manpower, just do that too right now. Howling with the wolves, let's do it. Howling with the wolves. So monthly population, the wolves wake, monthly population goes up by 50%. The future is prehistory. Patron has seen that the state must end. Yeah, let's not do that. Anyways, back over here. A compromise with Drogeres, I don't know who that is. Our stability and acceleration Accelerationism takes a hit. A friend of old France. Oh my, oh Jesus. Colonel Maurice de Saint-Pierre was a sacred man, be it phosphine gas, shrapnel, or the effects of sustained daily binge drinking. His body bore the scars of life. He wasn't even 30 goddamn years old, and yet he felt like a man thrice his age. That was France, today, ruled by a madman, populated by the sacred, maimed, and walking dead. All pride was wrung out of the country, and its people's dignity bled out in the fields of Verdun and Campion. I think that's how you say it. It was a sorry state, and Maurice could not blame those who let it degenerate further. But he was not that kind of man. Here in the Front Populaire La Libération de la France du Foutremes headquarters, that's definitely not how you said that, Maurice sipped a bitter cocktail of cheap gin and even cheaper soda water. What a cocktail that is. Couldn't even get the fucking tonic stuff. Sir, said Private Jean-Paul, handing him a letter. We just received this communicate from the Paris cell. Apparently it's exceptionally urgent. Poor Jean-Paul, 19-year-old, is completely lost. His entire life plan was set up on joining the army, only for the rat-faced corpse fucker Ardon to disband the army. Wow, this is not some light reading right here. Most everyone here consisted of the leftovers of the moronic move. Disbanding the army wasn't enough to stop the army, no, leaving hundreds of thousands of young men unemployed, trained in combat, and bitter. That would be your tour's downfall. Maurice unfolded the letter and read it. Dear members of the front, my name is not important. All you know of me is that I'm a friend of the old France. As it stands, you and I have much to benefit from each other. I have long known of the partisan movements against wretch Artaud, and I support them wholeheartedly. It is the utmost importance to me that sanity, that order, that anything but the damned chaos that surrounds us like a suffocating gas is annihilated. I merely ask for your aid. If you wish for me to help you in your noble goal, there is a street in Caen-Rue. Oh gosh, I'm not going to be able to say that. Put this letter with your response on the back, yes or no, at 13 Rue Campanier, and it is if it is yes, I shall act. Wait my next letter afterwards. Maurice now has to make a choice. Yes, let's write yes on it. Let's see what's going to happen. But be interested to see what the Russian Empire gets up to. The future is prehistory. When we find the roots of our misery, it shall bear the name of Caesar, the patron announced today. Aguirre, standing at his side. When we lived in the age of druids and nature, we were free. Only when brought under the Latin yoke did we know stagnation and misery. Therefore, we must revise the lasting decadence from our late imperial carcass. We shall destroy the central demagogues, the papal fools, and the accursed plough which has enslaved us so. Throughout the streets, Druid cultists burned effigies of Caesar, Einstein, Ford, and other despots of machinery. Children lined up gleefully to receive face paintings of Celtic ruins upon their face, while these same ruins are carved into every building in Les Soel. Despite tremendous support amongst our rural population, traitors within our industry cannot grasp the reasons for their rightful expulsion from our society. For such insolence and treason, they shall greet justice in the faces of our wolves. Gaul, reborn from ashes. So because we're going back to kind of, well, a druid state, our construction speed takes a massive hit. So there's minus 20, minus 20. And then here, every single civilian factory will move from our land. So I hope they all become military factories, but our infantry production cost is down by minus 90%. So happy days. And we get some nice attack and defense here as well. And further minus 20 construction speed. Wait, what? He has become the hero of the artistic state, bravely leading the cliques of our... Okay, whoa. You've changed. You actually look human now. Georges Bataille and several Asfail loyalists have fled to Mauritania today and declared independence from the government. Provisional de la Mauritanie. His clique of degenerates have caused significant influence loss of the Asfail, which is victory for us, but at the time, Bataille can now plot freely against our government. Yeah, that's okay, because we still have a front line with them. Anyways, it would appear we have to wait for that. So, do we have, like... Why is there just a massive ass space there? Gaines court on Wallonia and Geneva. It only takes 35 days. Let's do that. Oh my Jesus. The Fire of Cain. I don't know. I'm really bad at pronouncing French cities. Early in the morning, Maurice was woken up from his dreams. The constant replays of Verdun that haunted his nights. When his commanders had shaken him awake and hushed, excited desperation in his voice. Maurice, the crazy bastard, did it. At least 15 different crazy bastards with 15 different insane ideas ran through his mind. Right, do we need to clean up? No, look, just clean yourself up. You got a package. Maurice, after a shot of strong liquor and a shave with a rusted razor, stumbled out of his office and into the headquarters proper. Everyone was awake and air buzzed with excitement as they waited for Maurice. They were all huddled around the radio, listening on the news. Oh, spirit above, the newscaster said, we still have no sign of the mayor. The fires reached the second floor and the firefighters aren't able to get inside. As Commander had said, there was indeed a package beside the radio. It was wrapped up in thick brown paper, tied up with a twine like a Christmas gift. On the top was written in pencil, only a few words. To a fellow friend of old France. Maurice opened it slowly and not sure what to expect. Inside was another letter, folded up in a box of cigars. Old cigars from before the war, probably kept in some basement for decades before being rediscovered. He opened the letter, his hand shaking. Dearest friend, as you have asked me to, I acted. I sent this package ahead of time so you may receive it either before or after I have acted. I am sure you have heard of it on the radio, about Cain's poor mare. No matter, I believe that this has solidified our friendship. We have important matters to discuss once we meet, which I insist shall be soon. The fate of France is now bound with you, with me, and with every fellow friend who recognises our towards government for the falsehood it is. Whatever shape the reborn France may take, I know its birth shall be uneasy and bloody. I can supply men and material to you. Simply tell me what you need. Signed, Friend of Old France. P.S. Enjoy the tobacco. A friend indeed. Let us tell the other cells as soon as possible. I want to see what happens. Probably a civil war. Which Germany's probably just going to be sitting there going, well, Goebbels, what are you doing? Future of France. Okay. A friend of old France has come to the headquarters of the sane Cain cell. Brilliant blue eyes shone behind his thick cloth. Probably an Arab, or one of the unlucky bastards of a French governor and a maid. Never explain the clothing, Maurice figured. The Arabs have strange customs and stranger dress. Why one would insist on so many layers in the desert was beyond him. But that didn't matter. All it meant was that he drank from his wineglass from a straw. Definitely strange, but Maurice didn't feel criticising a new friend for the oddities of his dress was worthwhile. Maurice, my friend, he said, I do not know what you envision for the state of France, but let me lay out of my vision of the world. We both wish to see our turd disposed, but for us to establish ourselves as a contender for the French leadership, we must choose the direction we wish to take. This vile state shall be overthrown, and its place shall rise. No, national rebirth. We're not going for democracy, and we're not going socialist. You can just get away with that. Okay. As the whole nation watched in glee upon Augier's ascension to second in command, it seemed to be the second win for the futurist cause worldwide. There he stood, a glorious son of futurism, hair gleaming, smile shining, eyes glowing. The patron stood even more beautiful and proud than his deputy, his spirit radiating across all of France. However, as the crowd roared in celebration of these new declarations of the futurist birthright, a treacherous and despicable shadow loomed amongst the patriots below. This shadow lay revealed to be the deranged escadron fanatic approached the great augur as he radiated joy with the crowd. Being within 3 meters of our beloved druid, the assassin pulled out a handgun and fired at augur. The crowd recoiled in horror before several brave and glorious patriots tackled the gunman, beating him to death in a writhing mass of rage. However, a shot still left the gun, and... Is this so that we can get... Right. Despite the patron embrace the spirit future... Caught his arm! I'm a mere man. A bullet could very well have killed me instantly, Augur admitted to the shocked audience. But that pathetic stain upon humanity is proof of the technocrats' weakness. You had only one job and yet you failed, you disgusting piece of engineered horse. Your petty display shows the failures of our dependence on industry and technology. We have failed. Join your brethren in the footnotes of history. As the crowd roared and jeered at the bloodied pulp of a man being hauled away, Augur continued. His is not the first time a parasite has tried to slaughter us proud Gauls. We are strong, and we will forever destroy those Caesarian bastards. Long live the Celts. Ah, glorious. Celtic State is now here. Good, good, good. Glorious. Glorious. Alright, we should probably, you know... What is with this guy in a chair just here? French National Council convenes. Oh, free people of Gaul. Nice. Glorious. Right, what kind of templates are we rocking right now? Oh, the future is French. Was it long before the propaganda posters started being plastered everywhere? The heritage of France should not be lost. Death to those who wish to see it burned in revolution. France is being strangled. Will you save her? Maurice walked through the streets, trying not to gaze too long at them. He did not know if the police were watching or even if people were paying attention at the posters. He just wanted to walk down the street. The friend of old France was valuable, in fact. Without his help, it was more than likely that Maurice would be in yet another drunken stupor, waiting for his day to die. Now there was purpose, there was action, there was a hope for the free France, springing forth from the wellspring, bringing water to the thirsty. It was, in its own way, beautiful, but by God above, he was not used to this work. It was hard work, stressful work. He could feel his muscles tightening with stress, even if he was just sitting. Every morning he would wake up and notice fresh fallen hairs on his pillow, but none of that mattered. If there was to be a revival of France's glory, then he would gladly work his hand to the bone. Okay, we'll see what happens with Maurice. Oh, the Austrian Reich. With Engelbert. Okay. The headache. A friend of old France, Manuel loved the name for himself. It was simply inspired, completely inspired. He sat in a cafe, sipping away at some espresso. Tastes like absolute shit. Yet another product of the insanity that has consumed France. If you're not relying on partisan cafes to have decent coffee, then what in the hell could you rely on? Nothing, that's what. The coffee didn't need to taste good though. He just fell off today, like something else was nagging at his mind. Somewhere in the back, inexpressible and constant. It felt like something was pulling at him. But he finished his espresso and tipped well. The wait staff deserved him. After all, working for a living was respectable. It was good. It was the type of France he wanted to see, wanted to promote. Didn't even blink when he requested a straw with which to drink his espresso. Of course, people stared at him. They always did, but no one could see his face under the cloth. That was good. He needed to be hidden. Even if the cloth made him stand out, he could just go to Algeria and lay low there. A black car drove up to the cafe, and he got inside. The driver was told curtly to go to drop him off on the main street. After that, who knows? Meet Maurice, discuss plans, drink that man's awful alcohol, but if he had to sip some bitter wine in order to destroy Todd, I don't know how to say his name, he would. The headache will go away, Emmanuel. Do not worry. With time, we will dispose of him. The war within. Oh gosh. Manuel was not feeling all too well today. There was a feeling, a tick in the back of his mind. What was it? What was it? It didn't matter. He continued with the plans. Maurice was in front of him, speaking about something. God, what? Could you repeat that? Speak slower, please, Maurice. Speak slower. I am not able to. He realised that he wasn't saying that. At least his mouth wasn't saying that. Something flashed in the corner of his eyes. Was that a person? Surely one of the privates just passing through a nearby corridor. Yes, exactly. A private moving nearby in his room. What is wrong with this guy? That had only one door, no corridors. And just he and Maurice. That didn't make sense. But it was the only explanation. He wasn't crazy after all. Absolutely not. The people who were insane, they were the ones in power. If he was fighting them, he wasn't insane. That's how it worked, right? That's how it worked. Yeah, he's definitely insane. Tugging, tugging, tugging. Someone looped a chain through the back of his skull. He could feel it. The wounds, the dragging friction of metal. It hurt. It hurt so much. The tugging, the chain, pulling his brain out from his skull. Showed open his eyes and breathed out a sigh of relief. It was over. He was in control now. Gather yourself. Let yourself. Where are you? Oh, my poor man. What have you gotten yourself into? You lose focus for a few days now. Friend, some man he had seen in his most crisp and clear of nightmares was speaking to him. Are you quite alright? Aye, everything clicked. Everything made sense in one terrible, cruel realization. I apologise, my friend, he adjusted, trying to figure out what was going on. He was in a building abandoned. He was in a building. Abandoned, yes. You could tell that by the dust in the windows and the yes, okay. This man was speaking. Talking about propaganda, about posters, recruiting, arming. He nodded along, listening to whatever he had to say. Of course, pointed to the specific part of the map. We could try to strike here. He pointed at the mansion of someone he quite disliked. Some idiot who really didn't believe him, or in futurism, and merely in his own power. Eliminating him would be useful. If these idiots could do it and get themselves arrested, even better. Maurice said. Yes, I think so. Thank you, friend. I shall organize the forces as soon as possible. Good, my friend. He replied. I shall see you again soon. All the world's a stage. What is going on? Do we have any decisions? Okay. We don't need any of that. We don't need war propaganda. We don't need any of this. Give refuge to German scientists. Let's not do that. Yeah, I don't really care for aiding them right now. Anyways, Celtic State. Let's do it. Let's lose some political power, but our political power gain will increase. And let's just go ahead. Oh my god. Partition partisans. Maurice was tanked to the spot, screaming his lungs out about betrayal and hatred. What he was saying, it was completely lost. I didn't really care what some raving lunatic was saying, screaming about freedom, restoration of France, some vague and ill-defined dream of the disposing Todd and recreating a France that would inevitably fall just as the old one they loved. It didn't matter. He sat and watched the man rave. 3 militiamen were laughing at each other, talking about the man they were charged with executing. It was mercy, really. Sometimes people were just so far gone, and that to call them people anymore was a form of torture. They were madmen in France, people so blinded by some love of the past, some desire to preserve what never worked, and Todd just did not understand it. It was understandable, of course, that one would want to keep things the same. Status quos are comfortable, but they're also the bane of progress, something to be disregarded despite the discomfort. The unknown, the fear that you felt was something new, was no different than the pain in the muscles one had after a good run. It was a sign of improvement. Those who denied that would rather watch their own collapse and embrace their future. And now, Artard watched the military raise their rifles. Maurice stared at him, trying to find some remnant of mercy, some humanity, something other than pure calculation in his eyes. He felt none, and died sobbing. Another successful foray. So Maurice is dead? After all of that, Maurice is dead. Why? And why do you have Calais? The Austrian Reich has won as well. Ah, yes, we have claims. Oh, we have claims on Geneva, anyways. Inner artillery and basic machine tools is done. Let's go ahead and get off the mobile warfare doctrine, because we are not going to be going for that. We are not going to have the civilian industry to do that at some point. Plus, we're not even producing tanks right now. We are simply just producing infantry equipment. Alright, let's just change all the infantry. Supply military mission. I don't really care for you. The free people of Gaul do not care. Expansionism. Could we need it 25%. Really? Gosh, it's only May and we record for 24 minutes? Gosh dang reading. Right, Celtic State is done. Reconquests of the forest. Forestkin. This is probably the weirdest route to go. Oh, stability is going to take a kick there, and then we get it straight back. At least we get rid of dividing nation there. Hate the cities. Return to nature. Oh, we're just going to return to nature. Ancestral ties. At least manpower is not going to be an issue. Eventually. What are we on right now? Yeah, we are on only volunteer only. Right, concentrated industry. Right, that is fine. Equipment wise, how are we doing? 4.7k short. 283 days. 196 and 1,000. Jeez, that's close to. Well, that probably don't have any factories on it right now. No, we have one. Division attack and recovery rate. See what happens to them. Hooray for the green shirts. Oh, consumer goods minus 10. Good. Anyways, let's go ahead and do this first. Yeah, forestkin. Minus 10 stability. No! Oh, green world. Big news of France today is that most of the industrial centres of the nation have been destroyed for forest reclamation programs. The Soleil? Or I think that translates to the sun. I'm sure I've seen that before. Another large cities have already been pulled down and all, but their most essential buildings. Several large towns have also been evacuated to allow nature to reclaim its rightful place among its former infrastructure. The residents have been relocated to small and simple, luxuriously austere houses themselves. In time, they will learn to love these new forests and their new homes. But for now, protests have emerged throughout the nation. Of course, these poor urbanites will now be found to have been deceived by traitors, and luckily, our brave militiamen eliminate these subversive elements. Although a few say our ideas are too radical, the sight of a child finally being able to play safely in the woods is reason enough to disregard the detractors of the Druidic cause. Okay, so we're just destroying cities and just letting forests reclaim them. Can the whole nation just become a forest? We can defend that easily against the Germans. Ah yes, and what we will definitely want for the Germans is a nice wee little front line here of fortifications. Guys, we do not have Lorraine or Alsace. They don't have any forts either, but I would like some forts. Now, I am going to try and take out Wallonia. I feel like that's a good idea. Then we can build up forts here. Maybe even take out Luxembourg. No, we're not going to be taking out Luxembourg, but we'll definitely have to fortify that border. Forgot Luxembourg was with the Germans. Who else? They got Brazil. Brazil and the Hungarian Council Republic. United with nature. Oh, Druidic purity. +5 recruitable population. Right, how is this template shaping up? That is pretty close to what I like to use. So, not mountaineers. I just want to move these. We just need another 5 points onto that. And then 20 just to get the support stuff sorted out. Oh, we got 5. Nice. Right, so that's the infantry in. That's probably made us even more shorter guns. Yeah, we're 15k short now. 934 days for that to get sorted. Let's go ahead and grab you. Now, Pan-Germanic supremacy. Seek French protection. Parliamentary divisions pact with Prussia. The Circle of Steel. Retake Bavaria, something greater. South German Federation. Okay, we're interested to see what happens there. Hate the cities. The old gods. Ancient enemies. In Catholic domination. I guess we'll just continue working down to ancestral ties. Oh, minus 20 construction speed. Let's not take that now. So, yeah, that's kind of helped. Our surrender limit's only minus 15, I think, now. Yeah, it's minus 15 technically. The Ugandan commune has risen up. Go you. You're probably going to lose, but go, go, go. Brave Rossini. Accelerationists. I could attack you if I really wanted to. Are we going to change? No, I think we're still going to be accelerationists, aren't we? So is there any way to sort out the army? Ventures in Spain. Against the Anglo-Menace, race against councilism. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to sort out military. I think we'll still... I didn't mean to do that. It's a bit ahead of time. I don't think we'll be able to get rid of the abolishment of the French army. Ah, yes, the Spanish Civil War. Glorious. The Spanish State, the Spanish Republic, and CNT with Jose Diaz. Anyways, that gives us the opportunity to go ahead and we should probably go ahead and do this. That gains core on Wallonia. French Unionists in Walloon. Okay, but anyways, I'm going to leave that episode there. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I shall be back soon. I forgot that Sweden-Norway was a thing. I shall be back. Wait, why are they Sweden-Norway? Because you don't really control any of Norway. Okay. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching. Take care. Cheerio, bye. The now.